So good morning, students. We had started a new chapter, that is human reproduction. So in that we had discussed about the introduction and something about the male reproductive system. Okay. In that something we had studied about the structure of testes. Then except that we had discussed about the primary sex organ, that is the testis. Then today, except that one, we had studied about the seminiferous tubules. Okay, seminiferous tubules, which are the seed for sperm production, in which there will be presence of germinal epithelium, that is also known as the spermatogonia or sperm mother cell, which will undergo into the meiotic division. First, it will undergo mitosis, then into the meiotic division to form the spermatids or the sperms. Okay. After that, so we had studied about in this details, structural details of seminiferous tubule, in which there will be presence of some Leydig cells or interstitial cells, which will secrete a hormone, that is the testosterone. Except that, there will be some elongated cells, that is the Sartori cells. Okay, that Sartori cells nourishes the developing sperms. So today we will talk about a diagrammatic representation of male reproductive system. See here, in the primary sex organ, I had told you there are three organs or three system parts of the male reproductive system. First is primary sex organ, second secondary sex organ, then third is the external genitalia. Okay, so the second we have to discuss about the secondary sex organs. Okay, so here male reproductive system, secondary sex organ, or the secondary sex organ, it is also known as the accessory ducts. What it is? That it is the accessory ducts. Then, what are these ducts over here? First, that is rete testis. Ducts means some tubular structures will be there. Okay. First, it is rete testis. Second, vas efferentia. Third, it is epididymitis. Fourth, it is vas deferens. Okay. Then fifth, that it is vas deferens, then urethra. Vas deferens, that's all. The next, here in the secondary sex organ, there will be presence of some accessory ducts and glands. Some glands are also there. So these all are the ducts. These all are what? These all are ducts. And what are the glands which are located in the male reproductive system? Means they are, glands are, first is, three glands are there. First is seminal vesicle. Second is prostate. Then third is bulbourethral gland. What are that? Seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland. Okay. So first we will see about these ducts, how they are arranged. So for that understanding, we require a diagram. So we will see here in the diagram. First, As I told you, the testes are located in the scrotum. Sac or a pouch-like structure, that is the scrotal sac, or else we can also call it as the scrotum. This is the testis. Here you see, this is the testis. On that day, I told you, this testis will have compartments like this. Compartments will be there. In that, compartments are known as the testicular globules. And in each testicular globules, there will be presence of 1 to 3 highly coiled tubular structure. Okay, and in each testis, there will be presence of 250 compartments. Okay, and in that compartments, we are calling it as the testicular globules. Okay, so here in this 1 to 3 highly coiled tubular structures are there, and that highly coiled tubular structures we are calling it as the seminiferous tubules. What it is? That it is the seminiferous tubule. So here you see this testicular globules, which is having a seminiferous tubules. This tubules will open into a space. In that space, there is a network of tiny tubular structure. Here in this region, where seminiferous tubules are going to open, there is a presence of a network of tiny tubular structures like this. Okay, this is the network of tiny small tubules which are in the form of network. These are the testicular globules. These all are going to open into the this is the network of tiny tubular structures, and this network of tiny tubular structure is known as the rete testis. What it is known as? It is known as the rete testis. This one is the rete testis. Okay, so this rete testis will open into a thin, very thin or finely arranged tubules. Okay, here you see these are the very thin, finely arranged tubules like this. These tubules are known as the vas efferentia. Okay, here you see first sperms are going to produce in the seminiferous tubule. It will transport it to what? To this network which is known as the rete testis. Where the sperm is going to produce? That is in the seminiferous tubule. First. Secondly, here it is going to convey to the rete testis. Third, here to the small tubules which fine in a very fine manner and which will be very thin. Okay, and these are known as the vas efferentia. Okay, now next this vas efferentia or all these tubules will open into a comma-shaped structure which lies at the posterior surface of the testis like this, comma shaped, like this. Mostly it will lie at the posterior. The most of the part of this structure is lies at the posterior surface of the testis, and this comma shaped structure is known as the epididymitis. See here, this is the rigid testis. This is the vas efferentium. Then this structure is the epididymitis. Okay. Then next, from here, see what is the role or what is the function of the epididymitis? See here, seminiferous tubule in which the sperms are going to produce. That sperms will be non-motile, non-functional. Okay, whatever the sperms produced or formed in the seminiferous tubule, this will be non-motile, and non-motile means they are unable to swim. Okay, non-motile and non-functional. So these sperms, which are non-motile and non-functional, it is transported to the testis, then to the vas efferentia. Then while they will come in the epididymis, they will become functional and motile. Okay, they will become, because there is some physiological changes are going to take place. Okay, so that physiological changes make them motile and functional. From the anterior part of the anterior part, one tube is going to arise. That tube runs towards the upper part of the, or towards the abdominal cavity. As you know, this testis is located in the scrotal sac, which is outside the abdominal cavity. Okay, so in the testis, this tube will run towards the upper side of the abdominal cavity, and it will run through the to the urinary bladder. And this tube, which is running towards the upward direction, this tube is known as vas deferens. What it is known as? Vas deferens. Sometimes they will ask, what is the sequence of the sperm transportation in the testis? Okay, that will mostly they will ask for your need point. In that sequence, first is the seminiferous tubule, second is the rigid testis, third is the vas efferentia, and fourth is the epididymitis, fifth is the vas deferens. Don't be in confusion between vas efferentia and vas deferens. Vas deferens will take the functional sperms to the urethra or the urinogenital duct. Okay, but here vas efferentia just it's conveying the sperms from rigid testis to the epididymis. So this structure we will see here. Okay, see here. Drawings. Here in these testes, we are showing a transverse section of the testis. Means we have to know clearly about all these tubes, ducts. Okay, then this is the vas deferens, which opens or which runs, not open, just it will run through the urinary bladder. Here you see. This is the urinary bladder. Okay, here the urinary bladder, this particular vas deferens will runs through the urinary bladder duct of a gland that is known as the seminal vesicle. What it is? It is the seminal vesicle. This is the gland, that is the seminal vesicle. The ducts of vas deferens open into a gland, and this gland is known as the seminal vesicle. And this gland will be present in pair. You can see two seminal vesicles are there. Okay, this is going to open into the duct of seminal vesicle. Okay, then here two ducts are going to open into a duct or a tube. This duct we can call it as the urethra. This duct is the urethra. For what? For the sperms as well as for the urine. From here. Okay. Before this one, there is a separate system. Urinary bladder for storage of urine, vas deferens for conveying the sperms. Okay. So here, this duct is known as the urethra. From here, there is a common passage for sperms and urine, and that system is known as the urinogenital system. What it is known as? It is known as the urinogenital system. Means what? Urinogenital system found in the man or the human being. Okay. So that means urinogenital system means which releases or a common passage for both urine and sperms. Okay, for both urine and sperms. That it is known as the urinogenital system. Okay, this is also very important. New point. Okay, then here, then next here after seminal vesicle, there is a presence of one more gland. Here you see